Hey guys, this is going to be my review on the SOG Pentagon Elite 1. Alright, again from SOG, we have a folding dagger design. There's a fixed blade version of this with a double-edged blade. It's restricted in my state, um, but you know, it's a really good nice knife just as a folding blade. Deploys really nice and fast. Lockup is solid. No side to side, no up and down movement. There may be, but everything is completely and totally adjustable on this knife. As you can see, there's lots of little pins and stuff to play with. I don't have the exact weight on this knife. The blade length is 4 inches. So check, your knife laws, your local and state knife laws to find out if you can even carry that. Here I can, but I have to have the clip showing, which is kind of weird. But anyway, the thing that actually attracted me to this knife to begin with was the tip. And I'll try to come in here so you can see that. You can kind of see it a little bit. Anyway, the tip is an obtuse angle. You can pretty much see it there. It's a kind of an obtuse angle, which gives you really a lot of thrusting power, a lot of penetration power that I've tested myself with this blade, and it's quite substantial. But it also gives you an incredibly strong tip that you can use. I use this knife for ice all the time. I use it for, I've actually used it as a screwdriver, the tip for a Phillips head screwdriver, or for a Phillips screw, and I shouldn't, and I'll never do it again. I just didn't have anything at the time, and it was kind of an emergency. But, if that's all you got, it's all you got. It's no big deal. Um, this knife, I'm trying to think. MSRP is like 120. You can usually find it for average price is like $100. I got this one for 75 in Maine, and then in Bass Pro Shops in my state, again for 75. You can find it there. It also has a brother with a nice Bowie style blade, like a clip point kind of a thing. That's a nice one too. It doesn't have this style tip though, so the tip is going to be a little bit more fragile on that. But that's going to be a better EDC blade, guys. Keep in mind, blade grinds. This is a really thick blade. I think over like down here, I think it's like 3/16 of an inch, and that grind. Yeah, there we go. There's some good lighting. That grind goes just a half spine. So you're dealing with a real lot of mass to get through whatever it is that you're cutting. So again, for EDC, not my first choice. There's lots of other options out there for EDC. I carry this one primarily as a backup defensive blade. One thing I really like about this knife too is the handle design. It's almost like Japanese in its styling because of that kind of cool like hourglass almost shape, how it like tapers in and then back out. A lot of my Japanese swords have that. Um, so that's a really good option too. Sorry, I just got something on my. There we go. All right. Sorry about that. The locking mechanism on this is an arc lock. It's basically just like Benchmade's axis lock. Basically, what it allows you to do. That's why I really like this knife for anyone who is nervous about getting their hands, their fingers cut by closing the blade. This one, you just actuate the lock, flip it forward, and it closes basically on its own. It's just it's such a joy to just twirl around and everything. Obviously, that's not practical, but this knife is just fun. Basically this knife is like it's my everyday carry only because I really like it, and I carry it. I literally carry it every day, just in my back pocket, right next to my wallet, just as a backup defensive blade. Backup because of a firearm as well. So this is a backup, and it's a fantastic one. The person, as far as job categories that I would highly recommend this blade for, is if you are a police officer, definitely a good choice. If you are in the military, in certain units, this might be a good choice. I'd kind of worry about sand and gunk and everything getting in that lock, but hey, you know, that may be the that may be what you need. You know, you may need just a nice folding dagger, and this fits the bill. The other group of people I'd highly recommend this to is businessmen, believe it or not. If you are a business guy who can carry a blade in your place of business, I highly recommend this knife. It's lightweight. This is the knife I carry all the time in my dress pants, slacks, anything like that. It's also so light and easy to deploy whenever I'm working out. I actually just put this right in my waistband, and you don't even know it's there. Just put it on your side, and it slides right out. This texturing is completely one directional. You can't really see it. Maybe you can a little bit, but you basically got one way directioning. This way it provides traction. This way none whatsoever. The only traction that you get from going forward onto the blade, because there's no guard here, you have a slight incline right here, very, very slight, but the jimping here on this side and on this side is very effective. Also, when you're holding the blade, put your finger right in there, nice lock in, and then you can either put your thumb right here or back here for a nice Filipino style thumb reinforced grip. Again, I don't know if I mentioned VG10 steel blade. VG10 as a steel, I find it harder to sharpen than like AUS 8A. AUS 8 is the perfect knife steel for a beginner knife enthusiast, for a beginning collector, for someone who just wants a good blade and wants to get into blades. For someone who doesn't want to get into blades and just wants a really nice blade, VG10 works, I guess. Obviously, you know, 154 cm, great choice. And one thing I really like about AUS 8 though is its ease of resharpening. VG10 is a tiny bit harder to resharpen. It's a harder steel to begin with. I don't know if you can see, this knife only comes in partially serrated. It does not come plain edge. It's a, you know, obviously the chisel kind of grind, partially serrated edge. Not on this side, just on this side. Basically, this knife is designed though for self-defense, and really only self-defense. I've brought this knife to work a couple times, and not that I whip it out in front of customers or anything like that. I work at a grocery store. I don't whip it out in front of customers, but when I'm in back breaking down boxes and everything, it does well for like cutting tape. It's not a great cutter. I tried going through just a cardboard box with it, just, you know, sliding it through, and it ended up just bunching up all the cardboard. The blade is too wide or too thick, and the grind is too steep to push all that material aside. If it were longer and thinner, you know, it would obviously just kind of slide through whatever it is that you're cutting. That's not the case. There's plenty of other blades, like I said, out there for that. Go with a full flat grind or close for that option. You know, that's just kind of basic, I guess. But for this knife, the other way I carry this, by the way, I don't usually use a knife in reverse grip. Actually, I never use a knife in reverse grip, but I do carry this one that way just for emergency. If I'm not carrying it in my back pocket, I carry it in my left side pocket, but with the right-handed configuration. By the way, this knife is completely ambidextrous. You can put the clip right here. The thumb studs are on both sides, which is really nice. I hate it when you have the option for both, but the thumb stud is only on one side. It's stupid. Also, the arc lock is completely and totally ambidextrous. You can do it with your thumb or your pointer finger. It doesn't matter, and that actually kind of opens up the blade too. But what I do is I put it in my side pocket, and then I'll take it out, actually just kind of like a pencil, and you just flick it out, and it comes out real, real nice. This knife pops out just with the flick of the thumb. There's no fuss about that whatsoever. It's one of the fastest deploying knives that I have. And that's basically why I keep it for my emergency backup knife, because I don't need to flick my wrist. I just, boom. And it's been that way since I've had the knife, and I've had the knife for about 2 years. And there's still no wiggle in this thing, and I've really put this knife through hell testing it. And, you know, it's really, really good. Um, but yeah, if you guys have any questions about the blade or about self-defense with a knife or anything like that in general, I can help you out a little bit. I'm not legal advice, but I can help you out as far as tactics if you have any questions about what a good blade might be. I'll be doing a bunch of reviews. I'm probably going to even do a couple more just today, just to kind of get them out there. Sorry, that was my dog. Down, girls. But yeah, so I'll be doing that, and yeah. So just look for my reviews. Email me, guys, if you have any questions at learniaido@aol.com. That's learniaido at aol.com. In the subject box, just write YouTube and then the knife or the question that you have, or just write YouTube, just so I know, because I don't answer emails that I don't recognize the name or whatever. So just let me know, and I'll get back to you as soon as I can. I check my email usually a couple times a day. So just email me, or just put a a message down there, and I will try to get back to you as soon as I can. All right, thank you guys very much, and have a nice day.